was growing up, plus several years after that, I was in the environment that was filled with comparison. And that made me a monster who always had to be hard on herself. So to give you some clue of my environment, at my schools, like maybe even from elementary school to university, they printed out the score sheet and put them on the wall. I don't know about America or other countries, and I don't know how it is in Korea these days, but that was how it was at least at my schools. Some kids were cutting their names off of the sheet right after they checked where they ranked and what their scores were. Teachers told us it was just to check our own scores, not to look at the others, but come on, who would not see the others? Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? Today I'm thinking about playing with pencils. It's been a while since I have played with pencils, and I have been playing with colors all the time, so I was thinking, why don't I go back to the basic of basic tools and try to figure out in black and white? And also I brought some interesting topics that I hope you guys can get some inspiration and have some food for thoughts. Let's check about those things right away. Also, when I went to high school, our school was kind of private school, and they were so proud of their students that went to the good universities, like Korean Ivy Leagues. So they made a huge sign about who went to what university and hung it out there. As a student who failed big time at Korean SAT, that made me really feel bad about myself, even useless. I felt like I became ashamed of my high school. Well, that score sheet on the wall thing continued even when I was in my university. Not all the classes had that, but some classes did have that. But even aside from that, I always needed to be sensitive about my friends' scores. My parents didn't really let me have a part-time job. They thought it would be better to spend more time on studying and get the scholarship rather than working on the store or something like that. And some part of the scholarship would be my allowance because my dad's company kind of supported the tuition fee. I am really grateful that they were trying to be considerate for me to spend more time on studying. But man, I had to be on the edge all the time to see if I was eligible for my scholarship, or if I was, how much I would get depending on my rank on the classes for semesters. And after graduating my university, it was all about getting a job. I could easily hear who got hired from which company. Someone got a job at LG, another got a job at Samsung, Hyundai, and so on. I was anxious all the time that I would be such a disappointment to my parents. And nope, I'm not done yet. I moved to America, right? It's been longer than like 8.5 years by now, but anyway, I still was in this hell of comparing life until very recently. After I moved to Arizona, I finally made some more friends. I had a whole group of coworkers, and that was a big pull of comparison. It felt like all the designers were way better than me, and most of them were younger than me and achieved so much. So I looked at myself and thought, what have you done with your life? Did you waste your time? Were you dumb? Why was I not like them when I was at their age? When I finally started giving up on comparing myself to others is honestly this year. I can't say exactly when, but as long as I remember, and if I remember it correctly, it's at least the beginning of this year. I had always tried not to compare myself to others like for years, but it was super hard. Especially after I became independent from a corporate job last summer, I stopped making money on a regular basis, and I was always feeling guilty and I felt myself super small. And whenever my friends talked about their work and complained about this and that about their job, I felt quite bitter. The funny thing is that I did have a choice to work for a company with making some good money. I decided not to. I chose some different way. No one pushed me to be in this adventure. It was all my own decision. Nobody to blame. But I still compared myself to my friends who have stable jobs. It was like I was comparing an apple to a dog. It made no sense. And recently, so like the beginning of this year, I guess like I said, I realized that I was really okay. The mind that was always comparing myself to the others had disappeared. This ugly mind that was always bullying and bothering me had melted away. Not 100% perfectly, but mostly I was at peace. The reflection of myself on the mirror seemed more comfortable. I wondered, how is this possible? What happened? I have been thinking about this for months by now, and finally I think I found some clue. After moving to suburb, a bit further distance from my friends started helping me. I spent more time with myself, connected with myself. And that made me always throw some deep questions to myself. Do you like this? Do you like that? What is more valuable for you between this and that? And suffering huge slump also helped me find what I really want and what the most important values are in my life. I kept asking myself, and I kept answering myself. And that made me learn about my true self, where to put and concentrate my energy. I wrote journals, I meditated, worked out, and I think that helped me to communicate with my subconscious too. So those activities were the messenger to deliver what my true desire and dreams are to my subconscious self. And that helped me become more stronger. Of course, I still do get swayed by others, and I might be slower to realize things than others. I think it's because I had tried so hard to fit myself to the standard that the society built, and firmly believed that that standard was the only way to live well. So turning myself to a completely different direction have been taking a longer time than I expected. But I recently finally started accepting that I can be different from other people. Of course, the path that I'm trying to take is not the most unique path, but it is definitely something different for me, and not the path that the most majority of people have been taking. So I thought it's meaningless to compare myself to others. And even the people who seem like who took the most general and standard path, they probably took their path for their own needs and desire. Once we are really sure about our choices, we will stop comparing ourselves to the others. Even if it seems like it's one world, it's actually so many worlds that are just coexisting. I personally think that we have the same number of worlds as the same number of population. It's hard to judge which life is good and which life is bad unless they are criminals and trying to harm other people. So it's important to know what the most valuable values are for you. For example, it might not be wealth and you'll be surprised, or you might realize that your wealth is more important than you thought. As you study more about yourself and ask and answer all the questions that you have towards yourself, you might find some new desire or dream, or some values that just feel even stronger than ever. Let's be greedy and chase for them. Then you will find yourself not comparing to others and live a truly fulfilled life. And even if your choice doesn't fit the society's standard, or the path that you take will be a difficult one, you will have more firm steps for your own path and live a fun life. I just started that journey, so if you haven't started yours, join me. That's it for today. I hope you got some inspiration through this video. Please like this video if you had some good time with me today, and consider to subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Hitting the notification button will help us hang out more easier. I appreciate you. See you in the next video.